Yo, what up, Street Talks? Eric Kim, all right, the Turbo Thought. So this Turbo Thought is on ambition. So traditionally, ambition is given kind of a bad name. It's seen as a bad thing to be ambitious. And I did some research on this, and I was so curious, like, why is it that ambition is seen as such a bad thing? And it seems that, Ambio in Latin literally just meant to go around and to curry for favors and stuff like that. You're essentially trying to get people to vote for you. So you make false promises and stuff like that. This is typically why we don't like politicians, because we feel like they're just making false hope promises in order to get our votes, and then they gain more power, whatever. However, it is of my personal belief that ambition actually might be the greatest source of life and motivation for us. In fact, maybe the goal in life should just to become more ambitious. So how does one become more ambitious? I think I have a lot of thoughts on this. One thought is, allow yourself to become more crazy, right? Like you know the Kanye quote, who I think maybe quotes Aristotle's like, name one genius that ain't crazy, right? So to see yourself on par with great people like Elon Musk, Kanye West, Jeff Bezos, whoever you are inspired by, know that, consider yourself their equal, if not their superior. So for example, even me, like I'm hugely inspired by Kanye and stuff like that, yet I do not aspire to become Kanye, because first of all, he's pretty short. I think he's only 5'7", and I'm like 5'10", 5'11". Yeah, like to be a short guy kind of sucks. Elon Musk is also a huge inspiration to me, but I would never desire to become Elon. Why? Because I think Elon Musk, first I could deadlift and squat more than him, which is a huge point of courage for myself. And he also seems to lack some basic sense when it comes to like physiology and health, and so he's a little bit too nerdy for me. So I'm inspired by his entrepreneurial vision, yet I do not desire to become him. So I guess then one goal is to see yourself as the golden standard and to strive to become yourself, that you're not trying to become somebody else. Essentially, you're trying to become the best version of yourself. And certain things that's helped me in my photography, like deleting Instagram, disabling comments and views on my blog, and so I could stay inspired in my photography. Also, photographic things which have been really useful. Shooting with the Ricoh GR3X or the Ricoh GR3, Eric Kim wrist strap, and shooting extra small JPEG, and essentially getting away from this like photo drip strategy where the goal a lot of photographers do with social media is try to make one really great image, upload it to Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and try to maximize your likes. You upload once a day, not too much, right? So you don't want to like anger the algorithm, right? And the reason why this is not a good strategy is that the amount of likes and comments and favorites you get, partly it is influenced and affected by how good the photo is, but a lot of it actually is things outside your control. So for example, it seems the optimal time to upload an image to social media is probably noon, right? Your local time. But if you upload at like 2 a.m., it's probably not as good because not as many people are awake and engaged on social media at the time. So by putting some part of the equation of your self-esteem to an algorithm is quite fragile in a bad way. And I think also a big part of the equation too is just give yourself a big time frame. So I think like if you give yourself a decade with constant hustle and attempting and experimentation, you could achieve essentially anything. Like I think any able-bodied man, regardless of how strong or weak you are, could deadlift at least 400 pounds, squat at least 300 pounds, deadlift up, bench at least 225 pounds if you just give yourself a decade. And my personal strategy is just attempt 5 more pounds once a week. Just put a potato chip on each side, stacking on top more, which is 2.5 pounds. So if you just do it once a week, attempt it once a week consistently for 10 years, how can you not become stronger? It's like almost like a physiological impossibility. But anyways, and also I recommend using a trap bar if you have an option, or the open hex bar, closed hex bar, whatever have you. The movements are more efficient. Also with squats, don't feel like you need to go super duper low or break parallel or a level, just shoot with it. And I think physiological strength is an essential component. So if today you're feeling super exhausted or shitty or tired, just stop consuming stimulants. No more coffee, no more tea for you, no more cacao, whatever. No more screens, video games, TV shows, whatever. Just go to all you can eat Korean barbecue place or shabu shabu, eat a shitload of meat as much as you can, and then just go home, take a cold shower, put all your devices off, charge it in the next room, put on some, eye mask. I like the Manta eye mask, some earplugs. I like the Fluence, the yellow, purple ones, blackout curtains, whatever, and just go straight to sleep. If you really, really can't sleep, then just read a paperback book until you fall asleep. I don't recommend Kindle or iPad because it just keeps your mind engaged. And then the next day, just drink a shitload of black coffee, no cream, no sugar, no dairy alternatives, just straight black. And and just try to walk around as much and just do your thing. And I think also with ambition, to me, it's less about making money. Like at this point, honestly, all this money stuff is so nonsensical, right? Like you look at Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. I lost track. Like, what are they worth? Like 10 billion, 100 billion, 500 billion, 800 trillion. I don't know. And so ambition, I don't think should be a money thing. It should just be like a personal life goals thing. So for example, I aspire to become physiologically stronger. I aspire to, I don't know, maybe my current goal is to deadlift at least 700 pounds, squat at least 600 pounds, bench 400 pounds, whatever. And I think if I give myself a solid decade from now forward, I should definitely be able to easily achieve the goal. And that's where I think like having the purpose out of something that you are personally motivated by, regardless of what other people think, no matter how rational or irrational it may be, it seems like a good one. And even if you have these insanely audacious goals, know that goals are often a trap. Once you achieve them, you kind of get depressed and stuff like that. Like even once you're Eddie Hall and you deadlift over 500 kilos, he is depressed unless he could deadlift 501 kilos or 502 kilos. So just set the goal to ever conquer yourself and ever become more.